So we're here today to show you the new Starfleet Trucking app, and we're going to start with beginning the registration process. So once you've downloaded this app from your app store, if you're using an Apple phone or device, or from the Android Play Store, then you'll go ahead and you'll get to this screen. Now, something to remember when you are using an Apple iPad is that they don't have an iPad part of this app, so you have to make sure you switch it to iPhone setting when you download the apps, because you won't find it in the iPad. So I'm going to click on Begin Registration, and you'll have the standard license agreement from Pegasus Transtech, and so go through, and it's all your standard stuff. So when you get down to the bottom, hit Agree. Now it's going to ask for your email address, so I'm going to type in my email address. It's important that this is the exact same email address that Starfleet has on file. If it isn't, then it's going to come up as an invalid driver. Okay, so we got my email address, and it's going to ask for my name. And the last name, come on. Phone number is required. Does not mean I want you all to call me. Okay, this part is very important. You're about to add Starfleet's code SFLTM. As a recipient, do you want to proceed? Of course you have to proceed. Your driver ID. The driver ID is not your truck number. It's not the RV number. It is a special ID that Starfleet has to give you in order to register this app. So if you don't have this ID, you will not be able to register the app. Your terminal ID has a special 2-digit code. This is very important so that the app knows where to send your paperwork when you scan it to. So I'm going to put my terminal ID in here. My truck number, now it's at the truck number stage. Some truck numbers will only have 3 digits. Others of them will be preceded by an RV. Motorhome drivers will have an M at the end of theirs. For example, you may be truck number RV7078. You may be truck number RV7078M if you're a motorhome driver. If you're a semi-driver, then you're just going to have a 3-digit or a 4-digit number on yours. I'm going to go ahead and punch in the number they've assigned me for this task and hit Next. Okay, it's telling me I'm an invalid Starfleet driver, so something is not correct in the system, so I have to go back in and put in the correct truck number. I put the wrong truck number in, so there we go. So once you make sure everything is correct and you put it in, hit the Next button. Submit registration. We're ready to roll. All right, this part says, allow Starfleet to access your location even when you are not using the app. You have to allow it for the app to work. If you don't allow it, it's not going to allow you to be able to see your pay or any other information. So hit allow. Believe me, we're not tracking you all over the country. And then hit proceed. It will send you an email to your account that you had on there, the email address, but sometimes it takes a little bit. So now we have the Starfleet app open. At the top, you're going to notice there's a little bell. And if you touch that bell, it says notifications. You don't have any notifications yet. Had I been dispatched, I would have had an alert there. Had dispatch tried to talk to me about something, I would have had an alert, and then it would have told me what they were trying to say. I do have a chat option with dispatch where I can chat with them, and I can type a message and hit send, and eventually as somebody looks at those messages, somebody can chat back with me. I'm going to go back. And there is a question button there so that if you need help, you're having some issues, you'll see it comes up as TransFlow Mobile Plus. Transflo Mobile Plus has helped us design this app and is still using the scanning service of Transflo Mobile Plus for the app. Alright, first thing you're going to notice on here is a sample video of Transflo Mobile plus a demo. You can click on that. You can run through the demo services. Our hope is to add more videos to this so you guys will be able to see different things we're working on. Alright, the first button we're going to come to on here is load. So I'm going to click on the loads button and you will see that I have 2 available loads. This does not mean I have 2 loads to choose from. These have been dispatched to me previously by the dispatcher, and when I click on available, it's going to pull up the information for these 2 loads. So you can see on this page I have 2 separate bill of lading numbers, number 1229667 and down at the bottom number 1229666. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on the top one, and it's pulled up my information for this load. This load is my bill of lading number, or freight bill number, if those of you that want to call it a freight bill number. You're going to see that it's coming from Jayco, has a phone number. Please don't call Jayco. You can call the terminal, but not the actual factory. It's going to Jack's Campers and Mitchell, South Dakota. I've got the street address there so I can find it. It's got the phone number so I can call Jack's Campers ahead of time and let them know I'm coming and find out what their check-in procedure is. Ship date, and then it's got the estimated delivery date. The estimated delivery date is what you told the dispatcher you thought you were going to be able to deliver by. If that changes, please let them know so they can adjust it. Carrier instructions. I'm going to pick up 0 miles, 295 BHDS. That's the type of model for this particular Eagle. And it's an 18-foot fifth wheel. So it's a real tiny one, thank goodness. The serial number, that's going to be found on the front of the trailer. Make sure that after you find this serial number, which will also be written on your bill of lading when you get it, you write this number on your logbook, and when you're going down to find this unit number, make sure you also pull out your paperwork that has the 17-digit VIN number so you can check that. Settlement estimate, estimation of pay. I've got 765 miles I'm being paid off the PC Miler Practical Route. That's $1.05 on the line haul rate and 20 cents on the fuel surcharge rate. It gives me an estimated total of $956.25. Okay, remember this does not include pull-out fees for the contractor that goes over to the factory to pull the units back to the transport company yard. It does not include any deductions or any tolls and permits yet. That will come in on your settlement page that we'll show you in a minute. This is going from Middlebury, Indiana to Mitchell, South Dakota. If I touch this screen, it's going to give me, again, all that information about the actual unit. It gives me not only the weight of 10,130 pounds, it tells me how many inches long it is, and not that important for you as a pickup truck owner-operator, but for those of you that are hauling mobile homes or any other oversized loads or a load of campers, that would be very important. All right, so we're going to go back on the screen here. And you'll see here it says accept or decline. Want to accept this load. And why do we want to accept it? Because that tells us that you have read the information and you understand what the pay is. That helps us meet our obligation to make sure we give you a written copy of the pay. So I'm clicking on accept. And then I'm going to slide this button where it says start. I'm going to slide that over. That's going to send it over from accept to pickup. So now once I go to the yard and I pick up that load, I want to slide the pickup button over. When I get to the delivery point, if you would please slide the delivery button over, that will show us that you delivered the unit. Now when we go back to the available loads, you're going to see that I have one load still available, but one has been completed. That available load that's still there, I'm going to go ahead and open up that screen, and I'm going to accept it, and I'm going to show you back on the previous page. There are no available loads. It's now been moved to accepted. If I click on accepted, Once I pick up the unit and I start, I'm going to slide that over so it shows that I have now started that load. Okay, I've accepted it. Now if I go back to the previous screen, it's going to show it's in transit. So I'm going to go to the in transit screen, click and slide over the picked up. And then once I get to the delivery point, that's when I'm going to go ahead again and slide that over for the delivery. Now you'll see that all my loads have been moved over to completed. I'm going to go back to the main screen. And there's that chat with dispatch. This is the same option we had available up at the top. And you can see that it's told dispatch that I've accepted and I've picked up and I've delivered my load. That's going to help our customers know that we've actually got that load moving and got it delivered, because they'll be able to see this information as well as far as the dispatcher about the deliveries. Electronic log section. If you click on this, it is not going to help anybody except for the few drivers that are using the mandated federal government electronic logging device, or ELD. Those of you that are using just the app, this is not for you, or it is not for you currently. This is just for the ELD users. The next button is Scan Documents. This is important because this is how you're going to get your paperwork to us so that you can get paid. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how you scan this. Got my delivery paperwork. I want to make sure I lay it out on something where I can have a little bit of background contrast to it. I'm going to take a photo using my camera. It's going to ask me if it's okay to access my camera. And lining my device up above the paperwork so I can see the whole thing, I'm then going to take my photo. It looks pretty good. Let's take a closer look at it. And so you see the little blue dots. Those blue dots, you can drag those all around. You want to bring them to the corners of the document. Get the whole document in there. Then hit the next button. Okay. It says there's an image quality alert. It may not be readable. Please review it carefully or retake it. So we're going to hit review. Notice what it did when we hit review. It pulled it right up close. You can now touch this and move it around. If you're sure you can read everything, then the pay clerk will be able to read everything. If it looks a little blurry, you can go ahead and retake it. So if that was the case, I would hit the discard button at the bottom and I would discard the scanned image. Okay. This looks pretty readable for the most part. I can read the unit numbers and everything else. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to accept this by clicking up on the top right hand corner. Now you see we have one document there. Okay, well you don't always have just one document that you need to turn in. You have multiple. So I'm going to hit my camera, take photo button again, and I'm going to come into the dealer acceptance form. Take a photo of that, hit the use button, get my dots in the right spot, which they look pretty good lined up. You got one that's a little off, but that's not a big deal. Hit the next button. And zoomed right in, and it's showing me that I can see this, I can read everything, so I'm going to go ahead and accept. Now if I took the picture sideways, I could rotate it and it's going to turn it around, but we want it to be up and down. We don't want it to be sideways or upside down. Okay. If I needed to make it lighter, I could touch the lighter button and lighten it up. If I needed to make it darker, I could darken it. Okay. And it all looks pretty good there, so I'm going to hit accept. Most of the time you won't need to mess with those things unless your lighting is real bad. Alright, so now I've got 2 documents in there. You may have more than 2. You just keep on going until you have everything taken care of. And so I'm going to take one more picture, one more document. Your dispatcher should be telling you which documents need to be returned in order for you to be paid. Now this one you can see it's grabbed some pages that are behind my top page. So I'm just going to bring that in a little bit. And hit next. Okay, so I can read all that. Hit accept. Now I've got 3 documents. If that's all the documents you have, then you're going to go ahead and continue. If you have things like receipts that are small, tolls you want to be reimbursed for, copies of fuel receipts that you're having to either turn in as supporting documents for your logbook, or you're turning in copies of fuel receipts for your fuel taxes, then what we want you to do is take those small documents and put them on the back of a blank sheet of paper and take a picture of the whole sheet of paper rather than just each receipt individually. You could probably fit 2 or 3 receipts on one blank piece of paper and take a picture of the whole thing. I'm going to hit the next button once I have all my documents, and it asks me for a bill of lading number. Okay, well, my bill of lading number that I want to get paid for is 1229666. Hit next, and you'll see now it's telling me that I have scanned 3 pages. I can send them all. I can add pages if I forgot a page, or I can discard them all if I don't want to send them. I'm going to go ahead and send all. And now you see I've received a confirmation number. So the documents have been sent successfully. I've got a confirmation number, and it's also sent me an email with that confirmation information. If dispatch did not receive everything, what they'll do is the pay clerk will call you and let you know if you need to scan another document. I'm going to close that out. The next button on there is safety. Heaven forbid you're ever in an accident. It's a real simple way to get the information to us. So I'm going to report accident. Okay, so it's asking me, have I been in the accident? If you have been, call 911, contact your terminal's manager immediately, and then we're going to go ahead and hit next at the top of the screen. So it's got my terminal ID, my driver ID, the date of the accident. This is where I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit the right date. Now it's asking me for time. So what time is it that the accident occurred? Well, it happened at 10:05 this morning. So that's 10:05 a.m. And then it's going to ask me for my name, my accident location. Let's say we're on US 20 in Middlebury. And then don't forget the state. Okay. What happened in 255 characters or less? Tell us what happened. Another vehicle hit me. It actually crossed the center line. Okay, well, I got too many S's, so that's going to tell me. I'll correct that. All right, so now we go on, call the police. Who's the investigating officer? So make sure you got Bob's name in there or whoever the officer is. Badge number. I'm sure on his report it gives you a badge number, so make sure to put that in there. The jurisdiction. Which police department does Bob work for? Well, he's a Middlebury local guy. Okay, so I'm going to say he works for Middlebury City. The accident report number. Normally they'll give you a report that has a number on it, or they'll give you a card. And so look at that and write down that information. And then the unit serial number. What was the serial number for that particular unit? This will be that last 8 digits of the VIN number, and that would be found on your bill of lading. For example, J17W 0139. And bill of lading number. So now it wants a bill of lading number. Please make sure you get the correct bill of lading on this. We're working on getting it being automated, but right now you have to look at the top right hand corner of your Starfleet bill of lading and pull that bill of lading number off of that sheet. A description of damages, again in 255 characters or less. Write down, what's damaged. Front right corner. Is dented. Is unit towable? Yes. If towed, please give list the name and phone number of the towing company. Put their information in. Other parties involved. If you have another driver involved, obviously we want to make sure we put her name in. First and last names are best. Other driver's phone number. Make sure you have their phone number and put that in there. Other driver's insurance number. Ask them for their insurance policy. Type in their insurance name and policy number. Okay, so once you get all that down, so once I've got all that down, I'm ready to hit the next button. And now it asks you, do you want to take accident photos? So you can take photos of the accident scene. Don't forget to take photos of license plates, photos of all damage to all vehicles and any property that's damaged. Once you've taken these photos, and if it's an actual accident on a roadway, you should have at least 20 photos that you're sending in of the scene and the actual damages. Once you're all done with that, then you're going to hit the next button. You've not added any photos, right, because I don't have any. So it's again wanting me to take a photo. I'm just going to take a photo of something here in the garage. So I'm going to go ahead and use this photo. Now it shows me the photo. I can hit next. And now I can go ahead and scan any documents like the police report, driver's license, insurance certificates, any of that information. You can go ahead and scan in and send in with this claim. So now it's going to tell me all the items I want to send. I only currently have one, so I'm just going to go ahead and send that one in. And what this is going to do is this is going to send it into Starfleet, and the claims department will be able to pull it up to look at that information. I'll close that out, and that brings me back to the home page again. And the next thing is my Pilot Fuel Card. Well, if you have a Pilot Fuel Card, what you'll need to do is download the My Pilot app. And then once you have the My Pilot app downloaded, you'll be able to link your My Pilot Fuel Card app to your Starfleet app and be able to just use one app to go back and forth. Fuel discount. Those of you that are saying we send too many emails, be happy to know that you can go right to this app and click on the TA Petro, and it's going to pull up that spreadsheet we send every morning. And this is updated every day, so you're going to see this is a corporate discount program that we've set up. It's got the city and states alphabetically. As you scroll over, I'm going to pull it back down a little bit so you can see what's at the top. You will see that we have the price of diesel. And it will also tell you whether it's biodiesel or ultra-low sulfur diesel or a bio-ultra-low sulfur diesel. Hey, what we're looking for is this highlighted over here on the right. That is your price. To the left, you see the retail price, $2.32 a gallon. You're paying $1.91. I'm not that great in math, but it looks like a pretty good discount to me. So that's something that you guys should take advantage of. Just remember that you have to use the EFS pay card at the commercial trucking island to get your diesel in order to get this discount. Hey, the discount doesn't show up on your receipt. It shows up on your pay card. So look at your EFS card after you fuel up, and you'll see the discount you got. We also have a Sap Brothers discount. That's kind of a rolling discount similar to TA and Petro. And so this will show you what the actual fuel price that retail people are paying, $2.79 a gallon, for example, and your price is only $2.50. So again, 29 cents off per gallon. That's pretty good. So that's something that you guys might want to check out. Again, make sure you look at your card after you fuel up to see what your discount is, because the receipt will be the full price. Also remember, when using your EFS card to fuel, if they ask you for your driver number, it's not your truck number. It's the last 4 digits of your social security number. That's probably one of the biggest questions we get from drivers when their card isn't working right is, I don't know what to do. I put my truck number in. I put that driver ID number in I had to put for the Starfleet app. Nothing's working. Make sure to use your last 4 digits of your social security number whenever you're using the EFS card and it asks you for the driver ID. Alright, so that brings us to settlements. So once I've scanned my documents and I've sent it on to the pay clerk gets it and pays me, I'm going to have a document sent to the settlement screen. So I'm going to touch the settlement screen. You see that shows that I was paid $930 on 6/22. And if I hit the PDF document, it is going to pull up my settlement sheet showing me everything I've been paid and everything I've been reimbursed for, any deductions I have. So this is going to show me, for instance, my line haul and my fuel surcharge, per mile rate, any money that I was advanced. And had I turned in receipts for tolls or permits, that would have shown up on here as a reimbursement. So where it says taxable Y, it would say taxable no, N for no, for reimbursements for tolls and permits. Okay, let's go back off of there. The next thing you see is the Drive for Gold icon. All this is going to do is it's going to link you through to the Drive for Gold website. Unless you have an iPad or a tablet, I would not do this on your phone because it's so small. It's a little bit more difficult to be able to operate. So I'm going to get off of there. The Drive for Gold Rewards program, remember, that's how we're giving you extra points to get things that you want to buy for yourself or your family, free of shipping. Driver referral. Let's face it, you guys see all kinds of people out on the road. They ask you how you got into this, how can they get into it, and this is a good way to get that information. So you go ahead and put your phone number down, your employee number, which is going to be your truck number, your driver ID. Your truck number is your truck number. Most people have the same, their employee number and their truck number are one and the same. Okay. The driver you are referring, put in their name, first and last name. Okay. Then select an option. And does the driver have a CDLA? It's going to ask you, yes or no. And you can roll this up and down or unknown if you don't know. Phone number for that person, their street address, the referred driver's city. So, where do they live at? And then what state are they from, their phone and their zip code. So make sure to fill all that out. If they have a co-driver that's going to be driving with them, make sure you put their information in. But you only get the referral for the truck. You don't get the referral for 2 people in the same truck. So then again, fill out the information and hit submit. That will send the information to recruiting. Then we have a driver feedback button. So you can go in here, it puts in your information, and you can type in, everything is great, or hey, you guys need to work on something, but let us know how things are going. And then hit submit. And we do listen to you guys. We change a lot of what we do based off the feedback we get back from you. Facebook, this will link you to the Starfleet Facebook page. Twitter, to our Twitter account, Instagram account, and then there is a weather app on here. So we definitely recommend that you're checking the weather every time you're out on the road, whether you're checking it on this weather app or whether you are checking it on one of the other ones that you've downloaded. There's several that we recommend, like the WeatherBug or Weather Underground. Wind Alert. Wind Alert will let you know what the wind is all over the country. That's a really important one. Company Portal. That should put you right to our website. So starfleettrucking.com. EFS. This is not currently working. If you click on the EFS, it's going to take you to EFS's old app, the Mobile Source. They are no longer using the Mobile Source. You may still have it on your phone and maybe you're still using it, but EFS wants you to move over to their new app, Card Control, EFS Card Control. So make sure to make that move, and then the EFS will be working to link up the new card control app to our app. TransFlow On Demand, this is more about scanning your documents. And then at the bottom you do have the account settings page where you can go ahead and you can change your settings. You'll see that all your information for your driver ID, your phone number, and so forth will be in this page under either settings or recipients and so forth. So that's everything with the new Starfleet mobile app. We hope you guys are liking what you're seeing. If you've got feedback, let us know. We'll see if we can incorporate your ideas, and be safe out there on the roads. Thank you.